why not everyone is like wealthy and rich and everything? So I'm really happy today to have a conversation with Andrea Petrek. She's money coach, or but what fascinates me even more is like three channels like the spirit of money. Like, how is this possible? Why I'm not why I'm not all wealthy? So welcome, Andrea. Hopefully,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
yeah. So hopefully today you will explain it for us, and you will share like why, what the spirit of money are trying to tell to us. So maybe we can start a conversation with like, what are you doing? Like channeling the spirit of the money? Like what? So can you tell more about
Yeah,
it?
yeah, absolutely. And thank you for having me here, Slavomir, on this beautiful Wednesday morning. So just to give a little explanation, I started channeling the consciousness of money roughly 2 years ago. And I was surprised as much as you are probably right now that money actually has consciousness. And if consciousness, like the word consciousness, is a problem for you, just imagine it's like a something you would call spirit. So money is spirit as well, because everything is spirit, right? Everything is consciousness. So money is consciousness, and you can talk to it, and it can talk to you as well if you allow that. If you're curious, I believe everyone can channel, and everyone can channel consciousness of money if you specifically ask for this. Now, I didn't ask to be channeling money consciousness. I started doing it very spontaneously. And I asked, like, what is it? Like, where is it coming from? All the guidance, all the wisdom. And I was basically told it's money. It's money. So here's your explanation how it all started. And I started channeling consciousness of money to help others as well. And I started asking myself, but who am I to be, talking to people about money? Who am I to be guiding them to their wealth or to manifesting even more money? Like there are richer people, there are more famous people, there are wealthier people, like seriously. And I was told that, I had my share of struggles with money, my upbringing, my experiences, and all of that. And I was told, like, people will relate to this, that there are many people who are struggling with the same and they need help from someone like they are, because it's just easy to watch millionaires and billionaires and they won't understand where you are because they've never went through what you're going through. So here I am channeling consciousness of money, giving you the guidance, take it or leave it. I don't care whether you believe that it's the consciousness of money. Sometimes it could be even something else coming through. Sometimes it might be my higher self talking. I'm getting better at channeling every day. The more I do it, the more I practice, I get better and better. And honestly, sometimes I feel like there is my higher self or my soul speaking, and it's not the consciousness of money. But hey, if what's coming through resonates with you, just take it or leave it. And I don't really care what is it, where it's coming from, if it's helping. That's my stand on this.
Wow. Yeah, and I definitely can relate to your messages because we have a similar upbringing, you know, and it's really, yeah, it's more relatable to see like kind of normal person, not if some billionaire tries to teach, how to make money like that. It's like, no, that's not me. So yeah, so can you please share like the biggest misconception maybe from your point of view about money and making money?
Well, you have your traditional views, right, on making money. And I was brought up in the belief that you have to kind of like struggle for money, that you have to sacrifice either your time, your energy, sometimes even your health, right? There are employments and jobs where people literally lose their health because they're doing some kind of dangerous stuff. And that's really the old way how to make money. And I remember since a very little girl, I remember I knew there has to be an easier way. There has to be an easier way, but I just didn't know what's the way. How does it work? And so I was looking for ways how to, create more income. So I became a lawyer. I got good grades at the university. I got a good job. I started working for a multinational corporation and I was earning good money and it was totally not aligned with who I am, how I want to live my life. And it was way too much of my time put into that job just to get money. And I was like, it has to be a different way. There has to be an easier way how to do money. But most of us, we were brought up in that belief you have to work hard. You have to struggle and you have to perform. You have to give something of you, literally, to earn money. And then the experience was, well, but then you almost like a slave, enslaved to money because you need to do stuff for it. And I was not
Yeah,
happy with that.
because money doesn't grow on trees, you know. Yeah, we all know that.
That's what we were told, right? This is what our parents went through, and the majority of population is like this, even to these days. Like when I look around, I just see people working hard and struggling and really sacrificing something, whether it's time with their family, whether it's their youth, because literally we're spending too much time at work, at the workplace, at the job. And then when you are not even doing what you want, ugh, doing that till you're 64 or 5 or what, and then just waiting for retirement, I was like, no, I want to be living like I'm retired already right now.
Yeah,
That's the biggest misconception. But then to find the new way, the other way, how to bring in money, that's the question, right? How to do that. So myself, like many other people, I started looking outside, like what jobs there are that bring more money, what businesses there are, what ideas, what could I be doing to just earn more money, right? And I started my own business as well. And I was very happy with that. But I found myself in the same patterns, just overworking, working way too much, even more hours than in my corporate job. And I could do that while I was young and before I had a baby. And then when the baby came, it all stopped because I couldn't put in so much time. So I was literally forced to figure out a new way how to not put so much time because time doesn't equal money.
yeah. So this is what I'm interested in, how to do that. Like, what's the other way?
And I'm going to give you a very short answer. And of course, there is more depth to it. But what brings money is alignment. It's just simple as that. And we all heard of alignment. We all kind of know of law of attraction, manifestations, and all of those things.
Yeah.
But literally, the question is how to do that. And we were talking about the overflow codes today and why mindset is not enough because that's where I started as well, right? I started working on my mindset and it was bringing sort of little bit success here and there and some more money here and there, but I felt still I'm kind of like overworking myself for that. Um, and suddenly, even the ways that were working for me till then, it was roughly 2 years ago, they stopped working. I was just like, I'm not bringing any clients anymore. I'm not bringing any more money into my business. I was forced to figure it out. And there was my own transformation in the first place, right? I had to make peace with money, get rid of the old limiting beliefs about money, about wealth, how you earn money, how much you actually deserve or how much you don't deserve, or who deserves money, right? And why I should be deserving money, and why everyone should be deserving money, and all of those things, those need to go away first in order to allow money in. So I give you kind of like I'll give you the very short version that I'm telling everyone how it works with money, because money is literally energy and it's everywhere and it's already here. And that's full stop, full stop. Like it's just, oops, I think I just lost my earring or something. Yeah, never mind. So money is everywhere. The best analogy is literally just to imagine it as rain when it's raining. And it's just raining on everyone and everything. There's no like dry place over that guy's head because he's not deserving money. We're all deserving money, everyone, all the time. There's no one in the sky like opening the vaults and letting the money in because we are good people and closing it because we are bad people. There's nothing like that. So getting rid of the idea that there is a higher authority than yourself with deciding whether you're getting money or not, that's the first step, really. Like just forget about that. You deserve money and wealth and abundance and all the good stuff, full stop. And it's raining over you right now. It's everywhere. But what we do, what we like to do as people, because we're humans, right? We have our limiting beliefs and all of that. Sorry, it's just my thingy. And then what we do, we put an umbrella up because we protect ourselves, not willingly. Of course, nobody is gonna do that. Oh, I don't want more money, right? Like I'm gonna protect myself. We just do that with our old beliefs, our limiting beliefs, disbeliefs, questions, all of that. And we're not allowing the money in. So what do we do to allow the money in? Is very simple. You just put down the umbrella and you stop protecting yourself. That's it.
Yeah, but it's easier like said than done because even now I found already so many limiting beliefs about money, like money it's bad and rich people are greedy and all that stuff, and I try to change the mindset, but I still feel like there's still a resistance. It's so deep. So how we can work with that, how we can get rid of that, how we can open more to that rain of money.
The thing is that your money issues are not only about money,
Huh.
right? Because it's all interconnected and it's all connected to love, to kindness, to health, to well-being, to generosity, to trust, to belief, all of that. And it spans over your entire life. It goes basically into every area of your life. So just to give you a simple example, so like with the work that I do with my clients, we always go into relationships, and specifically, we're going to heal the father wound or the masculine wounding, because that's kind of the core relationship in many people's lives. And it literally, like money is viewed for many people very masculine, right? It is the authority, it's the kind of like limitation, the restriction is the power,
Wow.
all kinds of attributes that are usually attributed to the masculine. And we first need to heal or clear out the masculine wounding in order to allow the money in as well. So for me, it was literally a shocker when I realized that my money or the idea of money for me is very much linked to my father and how he behaved, what he was as a person. And for me, a lot of things have shifted when I realized that I'm actually not trusting money to be around or supportive, because my father was there, my father was supporting family, but emotionally he was not there. He was just absent-minded, right? Like most of the time. And there was no emotional connection. And that's why I cannot rely on money. It has a deeper roots than we think. But I was basically brought up, or I was raised, and I got the belief for myself that you just, the money is just not there when you need it. It's not there for you all the time, right? And so that might not look like something that is a big issue for someone that might be really like like a very important issue, but we needed to first uncover that in relation to the masculine in order to see the reflection in my relationship with money as well. Because you can go around all day long and recite all the affirmations about money and how wealthy you are and how easy it is to earn money if deep down there you don't believe that the money will be when you need it, right? It's like a fight of those two old beliefs, and the one that has been there longer will always win. So that needs to get out. We need to do the cleaning, and then you can place a new belief, more empowering belief. So that's just an example why so
Hmm.
many people struggle with money, even though they've done the work, they've done healing, they've done journaling, they've done affirmations, they are good people, they do all those things, and they still struggle with money because they just haven't found the connection, the correlation of their most important relationships in life that is reflected in their relationship with money.
Yeah, so how we
Makes
can
sense?
clean that? Yeah, of course, it does a lot of sense as I'm thinking about it. Like, oh yeah, really, I can clearly see that. So yeah, how we can clean that? How we can change that?
Well, it's a process. It's a process like everything else, right? Like you need to start first with getting awareness. What is actually there? What is in my subconscious? Like, what am I actually believing? What am I thinking? What are the patterns? We are uncovering patterns, and that's kind of like the majority of work that I do with my clients as well. So every program I have, the first half we spend on like digging into the awareness, and it's not like there's something wrong with it or it shouldn't be there or we're making it wrong. It's just we really need to see what is in there because that's how we can change it. So first it gets really bad because I'm seeing my pattern and I don't like it and it's something I want to forget. And it's something that actually they told me to replace with a positive idea. So I'm not even looking at that because I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to be thinking very positively, right? That's the mindset work. But I have to see what is there and I'm looking at that, what's inside. And I'm like, so this is what I'm doing. Oh man, a nice one, good one. Really, thank you very much for showing me that. So every failure in life, every kind of even lack of manifestations, what you want, every breakdown, every argument or anything that you consider to be wrong in your life is actually a huge gift because it gives you the information that you need to change that, what needs to be changed. And that's why it's the next stepping stone. We usually don't look at that this way. But once you start looking at everything from the higher perspective, literally from the fifth dimension, that's usually kind of like the other half of the journey, then you will recognize what needs to change and you are able to just start changing it. And for some people, that happens very fast. For some people, that takes a little bit longer, but it doesn't matter as long as you are on that journey already and you're changing things.
Okay, now I feel like this is a good time to test your channeling, and I have I'm always like this. I have idea how you can, or maybe you are already doing that. Like you could do like personalized channeling because I watched your YouTube channel. I put a link in the description. It's oh, wow, it's awesome. I really like recommend to watch the channeling. It's just awesome. But do personalized channelings like if you could, okay, I'm not sure if I want to do that, but could you channel like specifically for me, like what are my not patterns? I don't know how to approach that, but I just had to I like
Yeah, yeah.
wanted
I
to
get it.
have a
Like
little bit
I
of
get it. Yeah,
fun
yeah.
and see if
Mm.
even this is possible. Let's try that. If not, we can
Let's try it. You
cut
know what?
that
I'm actually
off.
very open to that. I haven't done personal channeling
Yeah,
ever. I
but
haven't
that's a
done that
great
before.
opportunity, you know.
So
You
I'm
know how
like, oh
much
my God,
how
like
much you
what's
could
gonna
charge for that.
happen? I have no idea.
Okay, let's try
But
that.
if you if you like, do you have maybe more specificity about that question, or is it just like, just give me something?
Maybe like exactly as you were talking about, like the mindset, everything. I'm trying to work with the limiting beliefs, but there's still something, and I don't know what it is. Like why?
Okay,
Tell
yeah,
me
yeah, I'm
why.
getting
What
already
I'm so
something. I'm getting something,
what
and
I need to do.
it's so my channeling is like, I just give a little explanation to everyone who might have seen other people channel. Everyone can channel different ways. I channel sometimes with my eyes closed, sometimes with my eyes open. It doesn't matter really. It's just how it feels more comfortable for myself. And right now, even with my eyes open, I'm already getting the messages, right? Like it's a like this and this and this. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. And what I'm literally getting is, and this is for many people, it's very similar for many people. It's okay, let's just do it. Okay. Okay, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for your questions. Beloved one, we are so happy. This is such a pleasure to be here talking with you. And we appreciate you doing this interview and being curious about how you actually can help yourself with the things that are still lingering on your mind, and you want the answers. And there are many of you, like yourself, that are asking the questions. And the questions are like, most of the questions are, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? What could I improve? And even that question is really suggesting that it's coming from a place of not realizing where your true power lies. And you are literally looking for that answer somewhere outside of you. And that's very normal, that's very good. But we want to absolutely direct you to the worthiness, because your wealth is your worthiness, and your worthiness is your wealth. Now, the worthiness might be different for anyone and everyone in some different circumstances and different levels and different levels of understanding as well. So you might think, well, I don't have any issues with my worthiness. I kind of feel worthy. Of course, I feel worthy of money. I just want it. But why is it not coming? But the worthiness is not because you don't believe or you don't see yourself as worthy right now, but there are different circumstances and different times in your life where you literally denying your worthiness, and you denying the worthiness when you talk to yourself sometimes in terms of, oh, I could never do that. That could never happen to me. Or you're asking yourself in a business or in any endeavors you do, like, who would pay me for this? Who would pay this much? Who would pay that much? And then you're trying to be very logical about things. And your logic is actually something that is most often not allowing your worthiness. Because your logic, your mind is not a organ of boosting your worthiness. It's literally a cognitive function in your mind that is analyzing things, that is helping you to make sense of this material world, but it's not helping you to realize your worthiness. So, do you see where we're going with this? When your logic is stopping you from understanding how worthy you are, when the logic is actually in the way. And now we're not saying it's a bad logic. You still need the logic, and it's an important thing to have and to use, because you need to know how to use that. Almost everyone in your society has been relying on that logic, on their rational mind, way too much, and have put more importance into it than it deserves. It's kind of like saying, oh, I need my legs in my body more than my hands because I'm walking and running every day, but I'm not doing much with my hands. Or say that I need my hands more because I'm doing something manually. And that's not true. Like everything has its purpose, and so does your mind. But you need to allow for something deeper. This is where even the overflow codes are coming in, because it's not coming from your logic. It's something that you need to understand with your body, with your entire system. And when you allow that, we're often referring to it, it's in your heart, but we mean the deeper system. When your body gets that, when your a heart understand, when you allow for the deeper wisdom to penetrate, then your logic will subside. Because what we are talking about, what your true nature is, what the overflow codes are, it's not rational at first. Your logical mind will always argue with you that if you have two apples and you give one apple to someone else, you have less apples. That's the logic. And this is where we see the traditional mindset work actually might not be working for so many, because your logical mind will never, never, never allow the understanding of when I give one apple to someone else, I can have actually more. It is against that logic. So you need to start relying literally on something deeper, on something higher, on something greater than you and your physical body and your physical logical mind. That's the invitation, because you literally don't have to do it yourself and alone, just relying on your physical skills, physical strength, and your logical mind. There's so much more than you just don't see. And so many of you are just not allowing that in your life. That little human is arguing, oh, but I can do it myself. I can figure it out. And that little human was never meant to be figuring it out. Your mind will never figure it out. It was not built that way, and it's not supposed to. The beautiful thing that we observed in humans, like in the channel, is that once you start relying on that unseen higher, which is actually part of you, whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not, but it's part of you anyway. And you start relying on it, and you start trusting it, and you incorporate it more into your life, those two things start overlapping. And suddenly, the more you let go of controlling how your life goes, your logic will adapt to that higher truth. And it starts being more logical to you that even if you give one apple away, you still have more abundance. And suddenly your mind will jump on board, will accept that as the truth. And that's when your higher self and your human self overlap and they start working in unison. We love how our channel is basically referring to herself sometimes. Me and myself. Me and my higher self are one. So she doesn't even refer to it as, oh, my higher self is saying this or is guiding me to do. She's like, oh, no, that's me. That's me doing it. It's just the information is coming from somewhere else, not my logical mind. So when you see people like her doing stuff, talking about things, and they behave pretty much like a sane people, but they talk nonsense, it's because they have come to understand that you don't have to be living your limiting life by the way how you see it, how you've seen it till now, or how you have been taught to perceive the entire life, because there is so much more. And that starts when you start remembering who you really are on that bigger scale. But you have to allow for some unknown things to enter your life. And that's your first step.
Wow.
Do you have any more questions about any of that?
This was, yeah, really like accurate to me, like this logical mind, like, yeah. Maybe we could talk now. Like, okay,
Are we
this
good on
is
time? Actually, I don't know how long that was. Are we still okay?
I'm not sure. Yeah, for me it's okay. Maybe
Good.
you could talk more about the codes because you mentioned it more times. And like, what do you mean by that? Developed codes,
Yes, the overflow codes.
overflow codes. Yeah.
Overflow codes. It's basically literally the energy of overflow. It's the consciousness of overflow. So when you imagine we live in certain consciousness right now, and the consciousness is limited by our beliefs. And then there is this energy there is more potent and brings more, not even more, it just brings a higher level wisdom, and it's available to us right now. And that's the overflow code that is actually going to transform the limiting consciousness that we are used to. But we need to allow for that. It's like literally the rain that I showed you before at the beginning, like just it's raining, it's coming, it's here, it's available. It's even more available than ever before. Literally right now, it's easier to allow for those huge and deep transformation to happen way quicker. Like the things that we were working 10 years on, like before, or 20 years, and it took years to kind of like get little improvements and all of those things. Now they're happening like this. When I started doing this work, I was even teaching people forgiveness. Now I'm not even teaching that because it's not needed, because it can happen within seconds like this. Now, some people still might need that. I'm still going to share about forgiveness. It's a beautiful thing. It's a bit and it's not needed for so many who are already accelerating, who are getting it, who just need little twists and tweaks like here and there, and they just get it and they accelerate in such a speeded manner. And the overflow codes are literally helping us to not only get the knowledge, get the guidance, get the wisdom, but also embody them in our bodies, in our systems, because it's an upgrade. It's an energetical upgrade, and it's happening or on all levels in the body, in the soul. I don't want to go into details with that because it doesn't really matter what is the name or what's the kind of like belief that you have, how many bodies we have, astral bodies, all those things. I don't think those titles are even important. Once you know that you just want to allow it, you want to work with them. By the way, if you're watching this video, you're in the right place if you want to upgrade yourself, right? You know that this is already working on you, because it would not, like, you would not be even drawn to this kind of guidance and wisdom if you were not ready to upgrade in this massive way and actually prepare the space, open up the space inside of your body, inside of your life, to embody it. And so the overflow codes are literally here to be embodied. And I'm just completely talking already about the challenge that I'm preparing, for end of September. But this is it. This is all about it.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about that because we were talking before about the challenge. So yeah, now I'm really curious,
Yeah, so
inspired. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm like this is a huge thing for me, because I know, like, when you imagine how many people are already talking about manifesting, affirmation, spirits, channeling, all those, like, many, right? There are many. And for so many people, it's still not kind of like clicking into place. Like, still, how do I do that? Like, I'm doing it, but it's like it's not. And so the way is of like it's the embodiment of those things, right? To allow that in our body, to allow it into our system. And there will be a little bit of the struggle, because the old belief system needs to fall away. It needs to go. And that's a process. And then there's the new way of embodying those things. And if they want to come in, you need to create that space. And this is what we're doing throughout the 5-day channel. We create a challenge. We're creating that space for that new to come. And it's a safe place to let go of the old one as well, because most people, and now I'm really getting into details, most people are wanting, they go like, oh, I'm so willing, I want it, I want it, I want it, but they're not willing to let go of the old. And they don't even know that they're holding on to it consciously. They go like, oh, I would not hold. But it's so ingrained in their kind of DNA and in the belief system. And so they need the space to be allowed to let go of it, and they need a little bit of proof that a new way is actually working. And once they see more and more of that working for them, they'll like adopt to that very quickly. But that's the space we are creating over those 5 days in September in the overflow codes challenge, basically.
Yeah, I'm definitely in. I will put the
Good.
details into description. So if
Great.
anyone is interested and inspired as well, so you are welcome. And
I'm just gonna mention
yeah,
for the people on
yeah,
live, because I'm streaming this to TikTok and to my Facebook page as well. You can go to my bio, and that there is the link pinned to the top. You can find a free challenge. It's free, by the way, and afterwards it will be paid for. So make sure you get your spot.
yeah, great. So okay, thank you very much, Andrea. This was fun, and this was really like eye-opening for me, and I
I'm good.
believe that
I'm really
also
happy
for
that it helped.
for others. So thank you very much for coming. I'm looking forward to the challenge, and hopefully see you by the next interview because this is so interesting.
So
Yeah,
many things. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Well,
So
thank you for having me, and
thank
thank you
you.
for the opportunity to share the work that I do. And it's a real joy for me to be sharing that. Like going to channeling, I'm like, I want to be doing it all the time.
Yeah, you can. I definitely will watch your channel. YouTube channel, I mean.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
okay. So thank you. Thank you all for watching and bye.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.